this time of the infrastructure, and we need a motion to approve the minutes of the December 14th and January 2nd. Of course, January 2nd, we don't have any minutes yet because we had to postpone that meeting, but we need to approve them for December the 14th. Yeah, it was latter part of January, 23rd or whatever it was. Was it about the 23rd? Okay. So if we could have a motion by Sharon, seconded by Betty, on the for December 14th and January 2nd. If you have any corrections. All right, all those in favor of adoption of the minutes from those two meetings, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on to the informational items, we know that Mr. Johnson's not going to be available tonight. If you have any questions, direct them to Shannon. Maybe she can pass them on if anybody has any questions in regards to that. See no questions. Mark Little, Facilities Master Plan. You gonna handle them? Okay. Yeah. Okay. You got it, Calvin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm filling in, moving me up in roles, and I hope everybody's easy on me. So, just an update for the facilities master plans. The projects that we currently have going on, starting with the jail. With the roof replacement, I was told that it should be completed by next week. All the metal sheet work has been in the shop and should be installed pending weather, of course. They do have an extra crew starting out at JDC. They're well behind schedule, but they gave me word that they should be done by the end of March. On the jail ring road in the JDC parking lot, the bids are out and they are due back next week. The jail tuck pointing, we had a meeting today. The PO has been issued and the possible start date of the first week of March. As the courthouse, the roof replacement here, it is complete. The only thing we have left is the inspection and a punch list. We're just waiting word back from the manufacturer so they can make a time in their schedule to report here. The only other ones we have in progress are the ground level remodeling here at the courthouse with the treasurer's office, circuit clerks, protection orders, and the family justice center. Those phases are in the design. We were having one meetings. We're going to split those in three to each different departments. And part of that, we also had the county highway project. The update that I had gotten last was that we're full steam ahead for the fueling station and the salt dome and getting ready for bids. And we have taken a step back from the fleet garage, evaluating the naval building next door and changes to the preliminary design. And I'll be happy to answer any questions I can.
If there are any questions, I have one question. The steps that we are doing right here on Adams Street, pardon me, on Main Street, are we going to have some rails there for those people to come up those steps?
The steps on Adams?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Here on Main Street.
We have those blocked off.
I know, but are we going to put railings in?
We will put railings in.
You are going to put, see, I think that was a mistake when they built the place. They didn't put any railings in there.
Correct. They are not ADA
Yeah.
compliant.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any other questions? Thank you, Calvin.
Thank you.
Moving on to our first order of business, the resolution. We need a motion for this intergovernmental agreement. Motion by Dylan, second by Terry.
Good afternoon. This is an intergovernmental agreement with Radnor Township to start the preliminary engineering for the Voorhees Road Bridge. We're doing this one a little bit different than normal. Normally we bring an agreement and a engineering agreement forward for all phases of the engineering. This bridge was built in 1916. It has a sufficiency rating of 46.7 and has load postings from 22, 29, and 36 tons. It's narrow and only one lane. There's a little bit of trickery with this bridge in that the bridge is what we call perched above the roadway. So if the waterway floods and comes out of the banks, the roadway will flood, but the bridge won't. And that's not something that we normally build anymore. Also, this bridge is on a pretty curvy section of road. There's been a few accidents. There's a lot of shade down there. The surrounding area is wooded. The road is gravel. You get ice and snow events. People tend to slide off the road. When we replace the bridge, we would like to bring the road up to the same level, or we would have to bring the road up to the same level as the bridge. This could cause potential flooding, depending on how the flooding comes out of the banks and would hit the existing or the new embankment on the roadway. So what we want to do with this project is do a phase one agreement where we will just study all options. Do we move the bridge to the east? Do we move the bridge west? Do we raise it? If we and leave it in the same spot? If we do that, what effects will it have on the properties upstream? And once we get that figured out and we can get some good cost estimates on that, then we'll bring forth a second intergovernmental agreement and a phase two engineering agreement to the board with a lot more nailed down numbers. So this project is going to be funded 80% with the Township Bridge Program funds. The agreement that'll be next in the agenda is for $70,298. Township Bridge Program funds will account for $56,000 of that. And after the project's done, the county share will be only $7,000 for this stage of engineering.
Now, I thought I heard you say this is the first time you split the engine. You could possibly split the engineering, or you could give it to the same company.
We will continue with the same company.
You will. Okay.
If we were to have them do phase one and phase two right now, they would have to give us a huge number just to cover themselves.
Okay.
This will help us really control costs.
Oh, so we will not have to have another company do it. I was going to say if you had another company do it, they wouldn't be as familiar and. Yeah, but you will use the same company.
We will.
Okay. That was my only question about it.
Sure.
I didn't know whether it's ever been done in the history of the county or not, where they used a different engineering company.
Not in Amy and I's time there. I'm not saying
Yeah.
it wasn't done before, but
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Any other questions? All those in favor of adoption of this resolution signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. And if you got the hard copy like that, you're looking at page number 20. I think 20. I know I got to put it on the floor yet, so. Okay. This is, of course, to give them permission to choose the engineering company that they want to work with. So we need a motion to put that on the floor. Motion by Betty, seconded by Matt.
same project. We just want to formalize the agreement with Maurer Stutz in the amount of $70,298. The county will upfront the cost of the project or of the engineering, and then we will be reimbursed back from the Township Bridge Program and the township eventually.
Any questions? All those in favor of this recommendation signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. We'll move on to our last one. And we need a motion to deal with something that we've already dealt with before, but not necessarily this particular part of it. And that's the agreement for out west of town there, Hannah City, Glassford. So I need a motion for that. Motion by Sharon. You know what, I look and I see Eden and I see Matt. Thanks for coming to our meetings, but I look, we got Brian over here. I start to call on you guys. Betty. All right, Betty seconded.
All right, so a couple of years ago, we applied for federal safety money for Hannah City Glassford Road. We had a few run off the road, severe accidents, and we received funding, and the funding will pay for 90% of the project. We're done with the design phase now, and we're preparing for the bid letting in April. This is a joint funding agreement that IDOT always makes us enter into with them, that we can utilize the federal funds once this agreement is approved. We're looking for the total cost of construction and engineering of a total of $1.3 million. 90% of that would be a little over $1.2 million. The county's complete share of that will be about $138,000 once we're all done. So,
But you are asking for 150,000.
yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm asking for 100. We are asking for 150,000 in case there's any construction cost overruns. IDOT, if we don't have enough appropriated, if it's 1 penny over, we would have to come back to the board and appropriate that 1 penny. So that 150,000 gives us a little buffer zone.
Okay. When you listed some of these things, I didn't see guardrails in there. Are we going to have guardrails as well?
Now, the road already has fairly new guardrails on it that we applied, or we put in a few years ago. This is just the paving the shoulder. What we'll do, it'll be the existing shoulders are gravel, and there's enough grain and pesticide application trucks that come down and they kind of push the gravel off, and so we get some drop offs. This will pave the shoulder, and we'll also put rumble strips in the shoulder, so somebody who wasn't paying attention and they started to go off the road, they would get woken up by the rumble strips. So we're going to lower maintenance costs, and we're also going to increase safety.
So that'll be blacktop then?
Yes, sir.
The shoulder?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Any questions for Jeff? All those in favor of adoption of this resolution signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on, our next item is, I believe, with our state's attorney's office. So, we can make a motion first. All right. Make a motion to have our learned counsel speak to the review of our executive sessions. Motion by Terry, seconded by Betty.
Thank you. It is the recommendation of the state's attorney's office that all previously held minutes continue to be held because the need for confidentiality still exists, and to destroy executive session audio recordings that are more than 2 years old, except for those that relate to pending litigation.
Okay. All those in favor of the recommendation of our state's attorney's office signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. Public comment? Anybody have anything for public comment? All right. We'll move on to miscellaneous. How about miscellaneous? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see your hand go up. I turned my head, I guess, the other way. I didn't want to see you.
Sorry, I missed one earlier. The update on the JDC sprinkler system, it is complete. They finished it up yesterday.
Okay, thank you very much. They're all in, good. And they're gonna be, they said they're, what,
They said they're tamper-proof.
yeah. We'll find out.
Yes, we will.
Thank you, Calvin. Anyone else with miscellaneous? Well, I don't think I quite beat his time, but we had more resolutions.
That's the fastest infrastructure meeting ever.
Oh. All those in favor signify by saying aye. This meeting is adjourned. I made the motion.